We're Mick and Jill Duffy, and we've been married for almost 30 years, and we have 4 kids. And since our kids came, that's been my major job, has been caring for our kids. And we've gone through lots of different storms with our kids. They've been a huge blessing, but there have been a lot of challenges. And about a year and a half ago, we felt a real storm brewing with our oldest son, Mark. And he'd made some poor choices, and he ended up being incarcerated. And as a mom, it's terrifying, really, to think about your son going to prison. That was a whole new world to us.
Since Mark has been incarcerated, he's spent a great deal of time reading and studying God's Word, which has been great. He's taken advantage of the opportunity that he has to share Christ with those with whom he's incarcerated, and has seen fruit from that. And he's become the spiritual young man, really, that we've always dreamed that he could be. And as we think about Mark's situation, as we think about our story, I just have to say that it's really grace in its most unconventional form.
And I would say even the very first letter that we got from Mark, we were unable to hear from him at all for the first couple of months. And the very first letter that we got really put my heart at ease and gave me peace, because right from the beginning, we could see that God was really working and had transformed Mark's life. And as a mom, I know that was the desire of my heart, was for God to have Mark fully. And so, even though it's been difficult, we know that God is really answering the deeper desires of our heart in drawing Mark to himself.
There's about an hour until 2019 begins, and unlike my family and friends, I'm spending my New Year's Eve in a prison cell. 2018 has been 52 weeks, 365 days, 525,600 minutes of perspective shifting for yours truly. After a year spent behind bars, I can confirm, like most circumstances outside of our direct control, it is easy to focus on the negativity, pain, and the unfairness of our unique situation. My first few hours after being sentenced to 10 years of terrible food, limited movement, and forfeited freedom were almost exclusively a pity party. Tears, anxiety, fear, and self-loathing topped my to-do list. That is, until God got my undivided attention. The weeks that followed were far from easy, but God never left my side. I was able to get my hands on a Bible, which I subsequently read from cover to cover within 2 weeks. I was able to witness to every cellmate I was assigned, and spent several hours daily in prayer. As my perspective shifted from myself and my less than favorable surroundings, a miracle gradually began to take place. I suddenly was absolutely overflowing with peace, joy, patience, wisdom, even contentment. 2018 has been full of personal heartbreak, pain, loss, and setback. But in God's perspective, it's been full of heart surgery, lessons, gifts, and new opportunities. I'm not an expert by any means. I can't even imagine the pain and challenges or loss you undoubtedly experienced this year, but I can attest to the indescribable peace, joy, and contentment that occurs when you allow God to shift your perspective from your problems, pain, and pity to His power, provision, and plan. With the new year dawning in a matter of minutes, allow me to issue this challenge. Rather than committing to work out, work harder, stop drinking, cursing, etc., commit yourself to remembering who God is, what He's done, and what He's planning specifically for you. Life never gets easier, but with an eternal Christ-focused perspective, living does.